morning. Welcome to Banter with Richie B live.
Near these huts.
Yep.
There's something going on here.
Behind us after. The trees were fucking moving everywhere. Yeah, bro. Goosebumps.
Mad at you. With me, we looked this way. It was not like this.
Welcome to Banter with Richie B.
Anyways, I can't even watch my own crap anymore. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Banter Richie B. I am Richie B. Clearly still having issues with his graphic cards. I give up. I don't know. I think I'm going to get one of those high-speed $5,000 like gaming computers that are all going to be lit up around here. It's going to be like NASA. I might even have it in my car, put it in my yard. What do we got here? Let's bring Wojo up. We have a jam-packed show. It is going to be chaos up in here. Bear with me. I'm trying new things. I'm trying new things today. You know, the show's getting more of a variety, so there's going to be a couple of multiple action going on. So please just bear with me. If you're over on my personal Facebook, I took it off of Twitch. I didn't like what was happening over there. I got to do something with that page a little more. Jump over to YouTube or my Banter Richie B Facebook. All right. I will jump back and forth and try to catch up with your messages, things like that on the personal page, but I can't guarantee that I'll get every one of them. All right. So let's welcome my co-host to the stage as we discuss what's going to happen after that. All right. And then we'll get over to, we got to say hi to everybody too. What's up, Mr. Wojo?
Hey, hello. Hey, welcome to the Banter with Richie B Hour. Home of the boom. Let's have a good show.
Yeah, are you freezing too? Because my opening keeps freezing. That was freezing on your end, right?
Yeah.
I just said to screw it.
Yeah, it's Saturday.
I'm gonna be the opening from now on. I'm just gonna be like,
yeah,
like every week I'll come in a new dance, just something. I mean, the heck with all these graphics and fun stuff. I mean, who needs graphics and fun stuff?
No.
I sure do.
Yep.
All right. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got here.
What do we got?
Hi to everybody. Miss Bree Waves says hi to everybody.
Hey, Bree.
Henry says hi. What's up, everybody?
Hey, Henry.
Let's see. Why doesn't my TV and my phone ever sync up? Nobody knows, Heidi. NASA. Let's see. Chris Mack, what's up? Mac Daddy, how you doing, bro?
What's up, Chris?
Straw Dog. Hello, Straw Dog. Welcome. I don't think I've seen his name before.
No, but welcome.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show, brother.
Oh, you picked a good one to jump in. He jumped in the boat, man, and he's like, all right, where are we going? And I'm like, well, where do you see this fucking mess? Check it out. Where am I? Let's see. Lisa Garcia, our friend and our teammate and a part of our show. Hello, all. I'm here.
Boots on the ground, girl.
Yeah, Lisa has not been feeling well. Let's all send her some good vibes, good juju, and tell her to hurry up and get off her ass and quit faking it so we can get back out and do some stuff. I mean, all right, moving on. All right. That's all I see. It's a little quiet getting started here. Let's see. Yep. Gents. Hello, gents. All right, so check it out, Wojo. We got a lot to do. We got a lot of show. I'm hoping all my Puckwudgie facts came in. And everybody listen, the way it's going to work, you can copy and paste and put it in the comment section, or you can just draw your own conclusion and put it up with your own words if you like. Who's still up there, Lisa? Oh. So no worries at all. Whatever you got to do, The main thing is our guests. We want to be here for our guests, and we want to. Jean Tewksbury is our first guest, by the way. And a little something about Jean. Let's see. I have been. What is this? Hey, your stream is a little buge. Yeah, I don't want to hear it. My stream is not perfect. Perhaps it's your internet. Just kidding. Definitely mine. So Jean is somebody that I've been interested in talking to for a while, and through the Vogels. What's up, Cass? Long time no see. I love Puckwudgie with cheddar cheese. All right. Easy cheese works good too. And I'm just so interested in hearing about I kind of want her just to use her own words, because you know how I am. I like to ad-lib a lot of things. You know what I mean? I like to ad-lib a lot of things, and it's always good to have somebody in New England doing something which I find truly unique in any area of research. And it's not only the area of research that she's in, which is big cats, I might add. She's open to all these other things and discussing these other things. She even mentioned that she has a friend of hers that has a Puckwudgie story. And I think that's really, really cool, because when you start meeting these fellow researchers, one thing you find out about researchers and researching is how open your mind needs to be. You know, beliefs will change, you know, through fact, or beliefs will change through experience. Doesn't have to be fact, because I have experiences that I claim as fact for me, but I can't claim as fact for you. That's not fair. You know what I mean?
Right.
So my belief system has changed a little bit in a lot of ways, right? Let's see. Good evening. This is D-Hoot. They seemed very mythical to me, having a hard time wrapping my head around it. But I'm open. What, talking about Puckwudgies? Just if you write something in Wikipedia, write it down. I mean, just doesn't have to be your own words. We're not asking you to dress up in your Puckwudgie outfit and run around Texas, D-Hoop. We just want a couple of factual sentences, if that's okay, ma'am. You know, I love you, D-Hoop. So yeah, so we're gonna have some conversations with that, and the things that I'm interested in is the fellow researchers, right? The different techniques we have, you know, where do you go? Do you have a certain research area? Things like that. So, you know, just like we do, right? I mean, what is, like, for instance, right? Let me ask my co-host this. What is your biggest thing about our research, like, that you feel that you need to be really good with? Exact almost.
It's really, really good. You just really like just listening in to really pinpoint of what you're hearing. You know, just where the sounds are coming from, which I'm getting better at. Yeah, there's so much, because you know what, Richie, going out in the woods, you always have to be game ready all the time. It's just like, you know, a football game. You got to just prep yourself up. You got to be, you know, just ready to go and try to. I think for me, it's like to try to think more outside the box that can contribute to our research, and that's what I keep striving for every time we go out there. So, yeah, that's what I'm working at hard. You know, that's researching. You know, just thinking outside the box, and hopefully we get some results and evidence and so on and so forth.
Yeah. For me, to answer that question, for me, it's consistency, right? You know, showing up consistently, trying to be as consistent as possible in the way you gather the evidence, the way you research, the way, you know, your methods. And then once you're consistent of it, it's like gaining a baseline for, like, say you're doing paranormal. You go in, you get a baseline of the room, and we've done the baseline of the outdoors too, as well, and
Right.
shown our audience that, right? So we've done a lot of that stuff, but the consistency of it allows you to, I think, kind of branch out over here, come back to the main route, branch out over here, come back to the main route. And then those things might become part of your consistency if you see it enough times. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
And you add it to your mainstream research. So I don't know. Well, that's those things I want to talk to Jean about. You know what I mean? And I want to know more about that. So, excuse what the hell? Piece of dust is one right in my mouth. You know, because I'm dealing with allergies anyways, and I had to take like 82 medicines to get in here today. So check it out. So first of all, welcome to Banter Richie B. We are on YouTube and Facebook, and you can find us uploaded to Spotify and Apple and Amazon. We are also part of the Dark Realm TV family, so you can check us out on Dark Realm TV. We're located on every Roku television all over the world. We're on every Fire Stick all over the world. Dark Realm will also be coming, I believe. I don't think they're there yet, but they'll be coming to Apple TV as well. So make sure you check out Dark Realm TV, where you can find us. And also our boys over in England, over on Parastream. You can find us over there on Parastream as well. Definitely check it out. If you have not been attending our live events outside, boots on the ground, in the woods at night, you are missing a whole lot of everything. And I mean everything. Fun, tense, scared, nervousness. I mean, there is a gamut of emotions that goes on every time we go out. So like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hit that notify button. You'll get notified when we're going into the woods or when I post an event. And then you come out with us and we hang out. It's about 3 hours long. Generally, it seems to be that's what it's kind of averaging, depending on the day. And it's an absolute blast. And like I said, you're nervous, you're tense, you're happy, you're sad. You're like, sometimes you're pissed off because you discover something that the water takes away a perfectly good print or whatever. But let's get Jean in here. Hi, Mary. Hi, Sam. Sorry I'm not popping your names up. I want to get my guest in because we got an action-packed show. If anybody has anything about the Puckwudgie, feel free to post it. I'll look at some stuff too and put it up there just in case you guys get stage fright to kind of get the topics theory. The topics portion of our show is rolling, right? And we'll ask Jean Tewksbury about that story about a Puckwudgie as well. So, without any further ado, that's so. Oh, I see what that is. Let me take this one out first. Excuse me. Boop. All right, let me take that one out, and then we're gonna go down here and welcome Jean Tewksbury to the stage, everybody. Hello, Jean.
Hey guys.
Hey, do you like that opening when it goes?
Yeah, it did skip and yeah.
Oh, it's so bad. And,
yeah.
well, we had it set up for some reason. We believe it's the graphic cards in my laptop. We're trying it anyways. But it's such a great opening because Bobby Lee, my executive producer, she's so talented. And we started our own little company called Banter with Richie B Productions, so we can go out and do things on our own. And not be tied in with other people. And then I get over here to Restream, and I don't know if it's Restream. I'm assuming it's the computer, and a couple of techies assume that as well. And it's such a great opening. It's kind of sad to see it see it not working. But that's okay. We have you. You saved the day. We're all better now. Right?
I don't know about saving the day, but whatever.
No, well, trust me, you saved the day, but just believe me on this one, all right? Other than that, I got Wojo. I mean, come on.
All right. I'll take your word for it.
So as you know, with the way the show's working now, we got a new format. So, we're going to have some Puckwudgie details, hopefully on the side, if anybody's not, if they're not nervous about it, putting something up. If not, I will. I'm mainly interested in your field of research, which I thought was quite unique to this area. And now may I say what state you're in? Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
All right. So you're in Maine, correct?
Yes.
And you're a big cat researcher.
Yes.
In Maine.
Yes.
In Maine. How many in Maine are there?
Well, there are 6 in captivity, 3 in gray at the animal park, and there was 3, I think it's maybe down to 2 now, that are at a place called Dew Haven, which is an animal sanctuary. And by speaking with the state biologist, there are 4 that are pets within the state.
Pets.
But other than that, they are not thought to be here. They're considered extinct, extirpated. And if you say you've seen one, most likely you're told that's not what you saw.
Wow. All right. So you're in the state of Maine. All right. Now let's ask this. with what you just said, I think you gathered up less than 20, correct?
Yes.
How many researchers that research these?
There's a few of us. I've seen another gentleman that does it. I know that Lauren Coleman from the International Cryptozoology Museum, he kind of keeps track of things as well. I used to work for him, and that's how I ended up switching my research from Sasquatch, which was my main primary interest, into the mountain lions, because I literally had an argument with him saying that they were not extinct in the state. They were here, and being told that I was wrong, and to find out that arguing with him was mute because I was wrong, which I didn't understand, because
Right.
where I grew up in Mid-Coast, Maine, it wasn't unheard of when I was a kid to hear stories of people seeing bears, mountain lions, bobcats, moose. And on the Mid-Coast, you're right near the ocean. So
Right.
it is, a sight that you normally don't see. But you would still hear the stories, which be kind of cool, that they're, moving closer towards us. So to find out that the state actually believed that they were extirpated and not here was a bit of a conundrum for me. So I started looking into it more.
So how long ago was this that you started looking into it more?
I started looking into it in 2016.
16, you said?
Yeah, 2016.
Interesting. And have you discovered in your research now that there are wildcats up in Maine? And what type of wildcats are we talking about?
Well, I have talked to newspaper journalists, I've talked to state biologists, and I've had my own personal sighting. So I do believe they're here.
Oh, and what did you see?
I actually saw a juvenile that was between 5 to 6
time out.
months old.
What are we talking about?
A juvenile, meaning a baby. They're saying that they're
No. What creature?
a mountain lion.
Okay, thank you. That's what I'm trying to find. I
was like, whoa, wait a minute.
She saw a Bigfoot.
I will tell you right now, I have not seen a Bigfoot. I've
Son of a
seen the
bitch!
tracks. I have seen
Damn it.
plenty of evidence, but I have not physically seen a Bigfoot.
I'm looking at Richie. I'm going, oh boy. I think
You
she's still
were
on the
talking
topic, but I don't know how she
Bigfoot.
just
You
jumped
were
around the
talking
Bigfoot.
big cats, so I was keeping that momentum going.
Yeah, sorry.
I was getting I was getting crazy excited. So you had a mountain lion sighting.
Yeah.
Wow.
How far away were you?
What's that?
How far
It was
away
running
from the
along the side of my car.
What?
Yes.
But did you have like a piece of steak hanging from like your windshield or what?
No, I took my daughter to work. She works at Home Depot over in Rockland. And I was driving home, and I was in an area of Cushing, Maine, where there's a marsh. And there have been sightings over the years in this marsh area. But I didn't think nothing of it. And I see this animal coming out of the marsh by the culvert. And all of a sudden I hit my brakes, because it's all downhill and then uphill. So when you're coming down, you pick up speed. So I slowed down because I didn't know what it was. I didn't want to hit it. And then next thing I know, I've got this large cat that's not, massive, because it's a baby, but running along the side of my car on the side of the road.
Wow.
And literally I'm trying not to hit this thing. And it went up a little ways up the road, still right beside my car. I mean, I could see it. And then it kind of just took this giant leap and went into the thickets along the rock wall. And that's when I saw the spots, the rust color, the long tail, the black tip. And I was literally like thinking, I almost hit a leopard, and I'm going crazy. But I went home, and thankfully I had enough sense to grab my gear. And I went back, and I was able to find one track and cast it. And I did show it to the state biologist, who was very intrigued, because it's asymmetrical, which is what feline tracks are. Canines are symmetrical. And he was like, it's asymmetrical. There's no defining claw prints. This is asymmetrical. And he was all like stuttering about it. And then when I explained, because he asked me, he said, where did you find this? And I told him, and he's like, nope, here you go. You're saying breeding population. There's no breeding population in the state.
Wow.
Really? So he just shut it down at that point.
Yeah.
And what year was that?
That was in 2022, April 2nd of 2022 at 6:07 a.m.
Wow.
Okay. Well, could you be any more exact, please? You don't have any. If you don't have any seconds, I don't want to hear it.
No, I don't.
I need a stopwatch, please. So Adam says he shared. Thank you, Adam. And he says that you're his spirit animal.
Yeah, that's my brother.
Okay. Just checking. All right. Let's see. What do you got, Wojo? Go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say to Jean that I go to Point Sebago. It's Sebago Lake, and I go vacationing. But you mentioned about Gray, Maine, and their zoo out there. I'll tell you right now, for anybody that's local, I'll tell you that zoo is fantastic. Of all the animals that they have, bring your kids, especially the cats up there. You know, it really is like absolutely like I praise everybody that takes care of these animals. There's moose, you got the cats, you got bald eagles, you got everything up there.
Yeah.
Gene, you said you casted the print?
Yes.
So you have the print from your very own sighting?
Yes.
Is that what I'm understanding? Well,
yes. Yeah, I can.
That's pretty amazing.
Let me see.
Oh, Animal's here. What's up, Animal?
Hold on here. I've got it. I gotta find it now. All right. I'm still looking, but I do have.
No, that's okay. That's okay. Take your time. No, Henry says we had arguments with game wardens. Then they received 2 dead mountain lions, one buff male and one black little.
Yeah, I have a research card, and this is my research card. Am I holding this up high enough? But that is the track.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. It's hard to see. That's the track that I cast. There's a lot of light hitting it.
Oh, I see. It's like 3D. Yeah. I got you guys. Yeah. So I see. Well,
right there. There we
go. Oh, wow.
There it is.
Yeah, we got Gene moving along the technology train, so don't worry.
I am technology ignorant, so you are helping me out so much.
You're doing great. Yeah. You're doing awesome. I love it. I think that's crazy because, I mean, I don't know. I guess as a kid, it was just something. There's things that you don't worry about around here. You only when you're a kid and you're playing in the woods, you only worry about what you hear about, right? Yeah. So you don't. If you don't hear about it, it must not exist. And as you get older, you start getting curious. And for me, when I really started picking up the speed, I was actually a full-grown man, and I started having my Sasquatch experiences in my backyard in the Bridgewater Triangle. And that's when I needed to know what actually lived in Massachusetts. And some of the things that were extinct around here surprised me. And one of them was big cats. So I always said, I wonder why there's no big cats around here. Right now, as I got started talking to people in the Sasquatch world, they kind of run almost hand in hand, right? Maybe because of the elusiveness, the intrigue, whatever.
That's why they're called ghost cats.
Yeah, they're called ghost cats. There's a fact, right? I should have everybody bringing in facts that they learned about big cats because they're failing in the Puckwudgie world right now. Except for Heidi, she's kicking butt. But anyways, hi Noreen, thanks for coming by. Appreciate having you. Sam says, "Can mountain lions sound like a baby or a woman crying?" Which is
they can sound like a woman screeching when they scream. They can sound like a bird chirping. I always tell everybody when it comes to research, we had this discussion the other day that it's good to know your animals and the sounds they make, because I didn't realize until about 2 years ago that boxes can scream like a kid. They can sound like a freaking kid screaming. And it's insane. But yes, mountain lions have been known to make noises where it sounds like a woman screaming.
Wow. All right. Maybe I was married to a mountain lion in my second marriage. All right. I just didn't know it. So besides mountain lion, what else is there anything else around? Is it only the mountain lion?
No, I do look into Sasquatch sightings. I've actually done a few investigations for people who have asked me to come out to look at their property and stuff over the years. Because that was my first love. And you said you started as an adult. I actually started at the age of 7 with my fascination of Sasquatch.
Whoa, that's crazy. Now, but is there any other cats around that?
Around our area, we have lynx and bobcats. We have Canadian lynx and bobcats.
So the main one that's not supposed to be around here is a mountain lion. Is that? I'm just trying to understand it all. And the lynx and
you
bobcat
though, in the state of Massachusetts, you don't have lynx or mountain lions, is what they say.
Okay, gotcha. And that's some of our concern from last week. And we know so what happened was, if you weren't on our lives, we had this very strange track and trackway, excuse me, 2 of them. And through some research, they started to look like they were more asymmetrical. The ones that we found last night, Wojo, and again, they were in a different location than we originally found the other ones. Those look more like canine, that pad. But those other ones didn't carry that pad. And they seemed a little like broader. Asymmetrical, you're talking a little bit more broader, right? But so those are all along the same line. So of course I reached out to Jean. So we have some possibilities there, which would be very intriguing and not a surprise if you've gone into Wojo and I's research area, all the strange things that happen there. I'm basically waiting to get picked up and probed at some point.
I'll be right back.
Oh, she's up to something.
All right. So this
question.
is a canine track. Okay, you see how that is?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
And then this is a feline track. See the difference in the width? You've got the toes, and then you've got the wide pad. Okay. So there is a difference.
I'm telling you, that white one looks like more like what we saw in the first set of trackway that we saw.
Gene, what's the size of that, like measurement wise?
Measurement wise, I would say it's about probably 4.5 inches wide and probably about 3.5 inches long this way, and about 4.5 this way.
So, Rich, I think 5x3.
5x3
with a stride of 18. Wow. Rich, 18 for the stride.
Right, which I thought, Gene, go ahead, Gene.
No, if you're looking for like information on like the strides and the footprints and stuff, the Mountain Lion Foundation is a great resource for that stuff.
Okay. Yeah, because we're interested, because it was about 18, but it was a little under that, really.
And did you measure all 4, or did you just measure like 2?
Well, see, that could be the problem. We could have.
Yeah, so you need to have like the span of all 4.
Gotcha. Oh, I gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting, though. Yeah. Very interesting. Okay. So nice to know we might have big cats floating around our research area. Not surprised. And the way, you know, and even thinking about canine and coyote and all that, I've been out in these woods for like 10 years now, right? And I've never seen a trackway like that at all. Zero. I have nothing. And I've chased coyotes out of my yard and everything else. And I just had never seen a trackway like that. And I'm claiming to be an expert in neither, which is a word that we have had a discussion about. But I'm not claiming to be either. But they just stood out to me, and they kept kind of standing out to me. And the pathway that they were taking was very strange, because a lot of the coyotes that I have encountered generally have had one come up to me in my backyard. And there was a fence between us, but he was rather bold, which is probably their watcher. But he's the only one in all the times I've seen coyotes. Otherwise, they're kind of nestled in and kind of in hiding and kind of really coy, and they're not very open. And this thing just seemed like it was just nonchalant walking around our area. And when someone said big cat, I went, oh boy.
Well, also too, Rich, to elaborate what you're going through, but also there's a lot of double stepping, Gene.
Yeah.
That I've never seen. I've never seen tracks like that in this area. Even when I was hunting up in New Hampshire and Maine, there's a lot of double steps on those tracks, and that was throwing me off big time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of
Which is weird because usually
like
they don't. But I mean, even like with Bigfoot and stuff, sometimes you've got like the bear tracks, like this is a bear print.
Yep.
And they double step, and a
Right.
lot of people will get them confused with Bigfoot tracks. So I understand what you're saying with a double step.
Yeah, the double step can be tricky, and it's funny because we actually have a track with the Vogels that is not a double step.
My rock stars.
Yep, not. Hang on, let me repeat. Not
Yeah.
double step. You're incorrect, sir. Sorry, that was a message to my spirit animal. Yeah. Sometimes I take private jabs that nobody knows about. So what's this? Just in by Mr. Adam. The Eastern Ghost cat research on Facebook that you just mentioned not too long ago is run by a woman named Jean Tewksbury. Do you guys have the same name?
I actually run it. I founded it.
Hey!
I believe the other day I sent you an invite and I sent Wojo an invite.
Oh yeah, I grabbed that. So you were just being a little humble there, weren't you?
Yeah, as we talked the other day, I don't put myself out there that much. I focus on my research and I kind of keep to myself, you know. So
yeah, we'll do it for you. Everybody get your asses over to Eastern Ghost Cat Research on Facebook right now and check out Jean's Facebook. Good job, Adam, for ratting your sister out.
Love you, bro.
I can respect and appreciate it.
Now back to you, Mean Gene.
Well, you know what? That's somebody that's proud of what you.
Yeah,
so,
well,
and I'm sure you are as well. But
and the thing with that is like you'll have like like the Bigfoot pages and stuff. We were talking the other day. There's a lot of groups out there. My page is a little bit slower, so I don't usually brag too much because it's harder to research these cats. You know what I mean? And I like to keep everything scientific and fact-based and I try to put it out there, but I also, even though I'm very passionate about what I do, I also tell everybody I'm not stupid. There's got to be a respect for the animals, and I know that they're wild. They're not something you're going to walk up to and go, here, kitty, and stuff. So I try to keep it very level-headed, and it doesn't go as fast as a lot of the other groups do,
Listen, yeah, but you know what? To have something like that's so unique, you know what I mean? It's so unique that, people are going to pop in periodically to see what's happening. You know what I mean? So it's something that you definitely should talk about. I think it's amazing because for me to hear your story and to hear you're in the state of Maine, New England, right? One of my main goals was putting the Bigfoot on the New England map because we always get discarded. Everybody jumps in a plane and flies out west or up north to go look for Bigfoot. And we all know they're right. We all know they're right here. You know what I mean? So, it always kind of blew my mind like that. And for you to take the reins and stick to your guns, even going up against others in a sense, right? Not going up against in a negative way, but
I butt heads a lot with the state biologist. I mean, when I had my meeting with him, he insulted me 3 times, but at the end told me I was doing a great job and to keep doing what I'm doing. So
wow.
I was.
So he was playing politics, but realized that you were probably right and respected your work, and me and Wojo don't need to drive up there.
Yeah, no.
Okay. All right. Let's just make sure we didn't want to. If we have to go to Maine, we'll have to bring the boom, Wojo. Boom, right? So, all right, awesome. So, I remember this, Sam. So, D-Hood, I heard a loud scream and told Richie about it because I thought it was the Bigfoot, but wonder if it could have been that. She's in North Carolina. Mountain lions up like northwest, west. Yeah,
they're actually extinct in North Carolina too. All of the eastern states except for Florida.
Except for Florida.
Yes, they actually were reintroduced. So there's the Florida Panthers, but North Carolina also is one to say that there's no mountain lions in it, and there's a lot of reports that come out of there. The biggest reports that I get that I've been going over are actually out of Pennsylvania.
Wow.
So.
Really? So you're telling me up and down the East Coast, with all these places with mountains don't have mountain lions, but Florida that doesn't have one goddamn mountain is basically below sea level. Has
you can look it up. I am not lying. I do my research.
Yeah, no, that's
what I was going to
badass.
ask.
No,
I was going to
you
ask,
hear
like, mountain lions, like more like high elevation, higher elevation compared to, being down.
You would think so, but actually, mountain lions are the most adaptable animals in the world. They can live in the tropical forests, they can live in deserts, they can live in woodland areas, they can live in Arctic areas. They are the most adaptable animal.
That's amazing. I think it's great. It's great. I don't know. You know why I get so excited? And I'm stuttering because I get excited because I'm a Bigfoot researcher. And I have been through so many things with Bigfoot and so many different types of research I've had to do and ideas I've had to come up with and, enter other people, right? Even enter the Wojo, enter everybody on the side, the Sams, the D-Hoots, all my friends, Michelle and Heidi, everybody that comes out of my life with me, they all get Henry, they all give ideas. People pop boots on the ground, Bigfoot investigations, bouncing things off the Vogel brothers, right? Things I don't recognize in the woods. Who do you call? You call the Vogels, right? Mike Trainer down in Rhode Island, you know what I mean? Like all these different people that I've had to go through that have become part of my research, like literally part of your research. They're your friends, but they're actually part of your research. And that's really how we become friends because I was that guy in southeastern Massachusetts having this experience in his backyard. And I'm like, hey, man, hi, my name's Rich. And, I hear you might know something about Bigfoot. You know what I mean? And it's very hard to do, right? So I'm intrigued with the lion, with the big cat theory, because it runs so parallel with the Sasquatch theory and world. And to hear something's extinct, yet around here, but exists somewhere else, blows my mind. That fact in itself, to me, is mind blowing. So therefore, I go, oh no, something's got to be, definitely up in like northern Maine, northern New Hampshire, Vermont. I'm like, there's no way a mountain lion doesn't exist up there. It doesn't make any sense to me. Massachusetts, we have some really crazy areas like over by the Vogel brothers. You got the hills, the mountains, all that. Around here, I could see, maybe a little more skittish and you don't want to walk down the Plymouth waterfront and look, where the Pilgrims lived. You know what I mean? So,
but you're in Southern. Are you near like the swamp with the Puckwudgies and all that stuff? Okay.
Correct.
All right. So this is my theory. And I did bring this up to the state biologist who told me I'm completely wrong. Okay. But when it comes to the big cats, okay, my theory is if you are hunted to the point of, extinction, you're going to stay away from the one thing that caused that. What are you going to do? You're going to go to wetlands. You're going to go to marshes. You're going to go to places, bogs, places that people can't get into. And I was told I was full of crap. So even in that area, I would say, and like I said, it's my theory and my theory alone. And my opinion is like everybody's got one, just like a bunch of other stuff,
Right.
But
yeah, but you're researching though. You're putting your boots on the ground. You're doing the work. You're putting your nose to the grindstone. All those beautiful sayings, and it makes sense to me because you could just talk about, say, the area itself, the Hockomock Swamp. Where do you think that the very name, right, where spirits dwell, is what it means? But a lot of the haunts come from, and I'll get the comparison in a minute, the King Philip's War. Why does it? A lot of the spirits come from the King Philip's War? Because the colonists were killing off the Native Americans and they ran to the swamp to hide and take defense. And that's where they caught a lot of them. And that's where a lot of Native Americans and colonists were killed. Therefore, the swamp is haunted. So with your theory alone, with what you just said, is proven factual and not out of your damn mind because it's in the history books that when they were being defeated, they ran to the swamp itself in order to survive and live longer and have a better battleground that they thought was more conducive.
Well, the reason that I came up with it is a lot of the sightings that we have in the state happen around marshes, wetlands, bogs, at places where there's water, and different stuff. And it's a great place for them to be able to get into and hide, but we can't follow, and to be told that that's impossible, and to be told there's not enough caves for dens. Animals don't need caves, okay? Bears will use tipped over trees, okay? They'll use trees and they will use that as a den, okay? There are mountain lions that use thickets, just a big pile of brush as a den. And I was told, well, you're talking about out west where, if you can't get to the Hilton, you're going to take the Hotel 6. No, you're going to do what you need to do to survive.
Right.
Exactly. It is. All right. Someone wants to know what your page is called again. I'm going to go back.
Eastern Coast Cat Research.
Eastern
Cat
Ghost
Research.
Cat
The thing
Research.
that I ask
It's on
everybody,
Facebook.
though, and I'm just going to put this out there, is when you do join, I do have a set of rules that I like, questions that I want answered, because I keep everything in that group mountain lion related.
Okay, gotcha. All right, guys. So there you go. Ronnie's here, I noticed. Icy Spirits is here. Hi, everybody. Straw Dog comes in with swamplands in Michigan have huge deer because they aren't hunted as heavily. There you go. Right here on our show, we're proving your theory to be correct. So whoever said that to you, then that they're just out of their damn minds. And that's that's what we were just talking about on my opening on the show. One of the main things for research to me is to have an open mind. I don't know how you could be a researcher with a closed mind.
The way that I've learned is I was told in the beginning when I started doing this stuff to be an open-minded skeptic. Okay, be open-minded, but still be skeptical.
I think that's me. That almost explains me to a T.
Well, yes, that's why I'm going to call her sister. Yeah, exactly. Definitely. Like the same way here.
Yeah, because I will fight back at a lot of things once I say, I don't know, I need more evidence. Oh, I don't know, I got to see it more.
And that's the thing. It's like if somebody shows me something, I look at it, I will, analyze different stuff, but I will not always agree. I mean, I don't argue with anybody, and I'm never rude to anybody. They're going to have their thoughts on it, but you still have to investigate. You have to look in, and you have to have this open mind of, is it possible, or are we way off here?
Yeah, exactly. What about the little blue meanies? All right, is that, we're back to Puckwudgie? Sage pup. What is that referring to? Is there a lion that has a little blue one? The little blue meanies?
Yeah. What are the rest? I didn't see that. I'm sorry.
I might have skipped a comment. I was just
Gene, I got a question. So, when people hear like mountain lions, I mean, well, I was a hunter, and when you hear like mountain lions and lynx and these big cats, talk about their relation with the human aspect. Like, I don't think they're gonna go around and go, oh, look, a hunter. I want to go. I'm starving. I want to go eat them. So
yeah.
So with the cats and the humans, like how many attacks how many fatalities would you say in the North America, like percentage wise that you
there hasn't been many in the last 100 years there, but the issue is with like big cats, any animal, okay, they are skittish, but if you're in their territory, there runs a risk. Okay, you do have to realize that there could be a possibility. My big fear when it comes to being out in the woods and coming across one of these animals is never actually the adult unless there's a cub, because you have the mama bear syndrome, and it happens the same with mountain lions. Right. They're very, mamas are very protective. Moose, just any big animal is very protective of their young, and they will, without hesitation. It may just be a misunderstanding. You walk along and there's this mama doesn't know that, and it's just one of those things.
Well, I mean, there was a video like a few years back. I think it was a cougar, or it was a cougar, or maybe a mountain lion. I can't remember which one, but
they're both the same. They're all the same.
They're all the same. So there was a hiker on a trail, and cougar. It just came out of nowhere, and the hiker happened to see the babies from a distance, and that mama chased him out like almost a mile. Like she just kept like bull rushing him, and I mean, if you have no weapons or not that I say shoot them, but I mean, you got to get out of there. I mean, they're very, very protective.
They're very protective. A lot of times they tell you to just like yell, make yourself bigger like you would a bear.
Well, that's what he was doing.
Like
Yeah.
a bear.
It doesn't always work. It's like I said, I was, talking to somebody the other day, and it's like a lot of times there are attacks, and there's nothing we can do about it. Most of the time, those attacks, though, and I'm saying most, not always, most of the time, it's either a juvenile that was weaned from mommy too early and didn't learn how to hunt right, so they're going to go for the easiest prey. Or you have a male, a male or female that are older, that just can't hunt the way they used to, so they go for easier prey.
Right. I read something interesting that they share about the cats in general, that they share food with other cats, and then even though they get the mountain lion sharing with the Cougars, and then all of a sudden, years later, like if they meet up again, that they don't forget that this one shared the food with me, so they share back. Do you know anything?
Yeah. I'm still learning about that stuff. I'm still looking into it because I know that most mountain lions are solitary. Males have anywhere from 100 to 115-mile radius of territory. There can be 3 females in it if there's that, if there are females, that many. But usually once the females will move the dens around, because males do not like having other males around, even if it's a young one.
Right.
They're very territorial. They will fight to the death, and stuff. But it has been, I was just reading something that said that that it has been seen where mountain lions do share, a kill. But I have still got to research more on that. Oh, thank you. Yes.
Yep. Yep. Look what I found. See, it only takes me 3 days, but I find things. All right. Check it out. So there you go. That's a beautiful picture. So is it true, like everything I've ever studied, you don't want to turn your back? Like most animals, you want to kind of walk facing.
Yeah, I've been told
like back,
when I first
backwards.
started doing this, I was doing research with an older gentleman on his property, and I had to deal with Bigfoot. And he knew that I had the interest in researching the mountain lions, and he was adamant that if I ever went out the woods, because I always wore a hat, to make sure that I put sunglasses on the back of my hat to make it look like, because cats are sneaky, they like to sneak up on you, and that way there they couldn't tell that I wasn't looking directly at them. He was adamant about that.
That is a beautiful animal.
Yeah, that's a big thing. It is, but
no, they're not to be messed with. There's got to be respect. It's the same thing with Sasquatch. There needs to be a respect there.
Yeah.
Well, for all wild animals.
Yeah.
Because you got those granola people that are out in like Yellowstone, like, oh look, an elk. I want to go pet it or take a closer picture, or a bison, which I can't believe some of these people slapping them. These wild animals.
That's the whole page. You're just scrolling through the whole group.
I am. I like it. Well, you got me all locked in.
I was reading that for quite a while, especially those tracks right there.
Yeah, those links right there looks very familiar, don't they, Woj? And look at the span, 24 to 33 inches, and we were going front to back. So if you go to the front of one to the front of the next, you might actually be at 33 with those.
Didn't I think last year or the year before, somewhere out in Canada that they thought that a certain lynx was extinct. It was a type of lynx, and awesome. I thought it was pretty cool that someone actually caught it on video.
Yeah, I don't know, but I'm looking at those tracks there, and they look very familiar, my friend. That's all I'm going to say about that. Hi, everybody. Sorry if I'm not getting your questions. I'm very intrigued with big. Now I'm going to stop researching big cats. You'll see me out in the woods with my sunglasses on the back of my hat. It's going to be a whole thing now. You know it's going to be. I cannot help myself. Well, I think this is extremely interesting, especially in our area. I heard. All right, that's the one I already went through. Let me get back caught up with the questions. Sorry, guys. Sorry if I'm missing your questions. If anybody's got any of those Puckwudgie facts, I know Heidi rattled off a bunch of them. They're way back there. So
I want to tell the Puckwudgie story.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You wait. Let me intro in our guest Jean Tewksbury tonight. who started out as a Bigfoot researcher, is very open-minded, and she actually has a Puckwudgie story on this Puckwudgie evening of ours. She would like to share a story of hers about a Puckwudgie. Go
It's
ahead,
actually
G.
not my story.
How's that?
It's
Pretty
a
good?
coworker story that I worked with.
Whatever you want to say.
Him and his family always did these trips. Like they would take and spend a weekend and go to like Lizzie Borden's house, and they would take a weekend and they spent the weekend at the swamp there. I can never say that right. What the heck?
Right?
Hockomock Swamp. Okay. So they camped out in the swamp for a weekend, and he tells me that he swears. Okay, they come back, they got the car all unloaded. Him and his son are in the living room. His wife and his other son have gone to bed, and all of a sudden, an apple rolls out of the kitchen into the living room. They don't have any pets. Okay, so there's him and his son. And then he said he gets up and he goes out to the kitchen, and there is an apple diced. So it's in slices. And he's like, what the heck is going on? This is really weird. Okay, nothing bad. His wife's sleeping, his son's sleeping. They go to bed. He gets up the next morning. His wallet that was on the counter magically disappears. Nobody sees it. And he's like, what the heck is going on here? Something is not right. And he finds it outside the window of his house on the lawn, outside his kitchen window. And he's like, what the heck? Did we bring a Puckwudgie home? Because they're known to be mischievous. You can't, most of the time, you can't see them unless they want to be seen. And he literally packed his family back up into his car and drove back to the swamp before returning home, and didn't have any more issues once he did.
So
he's convinced he brought himself home a Puckwudgie with him and his family and had to take it back.
This is the thing about Puckwudgies, right? Like, I think our a very astute teammate, I call her D Hoot, and a moderator of mine. She's so dedicated and awesome and supportive of us. She actually said, it's hard for me to find any facts. And that's okay. It's okay. We don't necessarily need we don't have, nothing's really a fact, right? I mean, Sasquatch technically is unscientific, so that's not a fact. I think even in Jean's case, where she saw it and she cast the print, goes under the Bigfoot category, right?
It's still considered a cryptid because there's no body. It's kind of the same with Bigfoot. Until they have some type of body, alive or dead, you're here.
So it ends up the same way. Oh, see, that's disturbing to me.
Well, maybe the Puckwudgie wanted to go to like Walmart and buy some like nice items, I mean, here's a Puckwudgie.
This is a vacation of his own,
Maybe go food shopping for the family. I don't know.
But no, he was just the strangest thing. All these weird things started happening when we got home, and he was like, I've had enough. And he packed the family up and they went back down just for the, a couple of hours and never had another issue. He's like, I cannot explain it.
Wow. I think there's one story of a sighting, and that's the old famous one in the and I'll look it up actually. Maybe we can read that a little bit if you don't mind. Yeah, it does. Repeatability, that's a good way to put it as well. And that's something that I thrive on. Wojo will hear me saying it over and over again. I got to see it again. I got to see more of it. Thank you, everybody, for chiming in with the cats and out in your area, because I know we got Colorado people here and Oregon out west. Like, there's people like all over the place. So it's nice.
Awesome nature photographer out of Colorado that I follow, and mainly he will end up hiking up into the mountains. His cameras he leaves up there. He does the solar battery thing, but he does phenomenal. I've learned a lot from him because in order to get actually really good like photos of like even big cats, deer, whatever, is you need the camera knee length, knee high, and you get the perfect shots. You do.
Wow,
that's awesome. Yeah, see, that's research in itself, right? So without a body, without a body, all things found well, no, because for me, like even with Sasquatch, right? And I know it was different type of circumstance, but if you go back to the Jane Goodall theory of research, right, where she literally put herself in a dangerous position to sit around with mountain gorillas that weren't even known of, thought to not exist, and then study them and learn their behaviors, and it gave them names and all that stuff. See, I don't think we can do that with mountain lions, and I don't think we can do that with Bigfoots. You know what I mean? Or big feets. Bigfoots is this. You can't. It doesn't seem like, but in the same sense, people probably thought the same thing about mountain gorillas, right? So how do we sit there and research these things? Do we put ourselves in a cage and keep ourselves safe and watch them roam around us? Like when that day comes and that stuff happens, which it's gonna, how do we go about that research? Do we stay stealthy in a ghillie suit, hang from a tree? Like, it's a whole different form of research that to me is mind blowing once we get there. And it's the same thing, like even with to bring up the Puckwudgie is one of the topics of my night. My show has topics tonight. One of the topics of Puckwudgies. Heidi did a bunch of homework, by the way. The rest of it is failed completely out of class. We'll talk about this. I had an experience with what I believe as a Bigfoot researcher, and somebody that's been doing this for a long time and have heard many things, and had even have two Bigfoots communicating back and forth in dialogue, having words with one another. They knew exactly what they were saying. It was absolutely 100% a language. I was not alone. I was with two other people, and they ended it with what I believed was a chest pop, like that, and that's how they stopped their sentence, basically. And it was quite astounding. But on this particular day, I was out in the Hockomock Swamp with my old friend Phil with 2 L's, and who has since retired from this type of work. And we were out there listening in, and something off to my right diagonally kept making a noise, but it was a scuffling noise, but it wasn't low enough for the raccoon. It wasn't high enough for a Bigfoot. It wasn't high enough for a juvenile. It was small. And I remember saying to Phil, do you think that was a Puckwudgie? Because what we kept getting on the recordings and on the EVPs was this weird little chiming. These weird little, there was chain noises, metal noises. And then there were things being thrown at us. And they weren't big things. Now, Wojciech's been there. Wojciech's had things thrown at him as well in my backyard in the Bridgewater Triangle while researching Sasquatch. And these little things would come through the woods or whatever. And I remember saying, was that a Puckwudgie? Now, that's something that a lot of people report that happens, but no, I think there's only one real sighting that I know of, and it happens to be right here in the Bridgewater Triangle. So I think that's a lot of the reports you get and associate with the Puckwudgie, and that's why it's so standoffish. The only thing that makes it even valid is our trust in the Native American stories. Do you have, with your research, do you find any kind of Native American connection, even with the mountain lion? Did they use them for fur? Did they see them as sacred? Do I have to give you a homework assignment and have you come back? I mean,
I know that they called them lions, American lions. They did have most Native Americans had their own names for them. I do know, and this book is awesome to research and look into. It's Bruce S. Wright's The Ghosts of North America, the story of the Eastern Panther. He was a wildlife biologist out of New Brunswick. He passed away in the 1970s, but he was working in New Brunswick. He was out with another person. They were fighting a fire, and the gentleman said, there goes a mountain lion. And he's like, wait a minute, there's no mountain lions here. So he decided that he was going to research and do all kinds of stuff. And he can tell you when they were extirpated, the stories of like the Native Americans and the first settlers with mountain lions. They were mountain lions, and the settlers, they saw the mountain lions as kind of competition for food. So they would have these hunting rings where they would, like the guys in the village would go out, and there'd be like a 30-mile circle where they would just walk towards each other, shooting anything and everything, trying to get rid of the mountain lions, the cougars, pumas, panthers, whatever you want to call them. Most of the time they'd get 1 or 2, and they would end up missing the rest, but they would never eat the food. They'd end up just leaving it in a heap and letting it rot. And it was causing the Native Americans to kind of go hungry and have to move on. So there was a lot of fights that were caused between that stuff. But he's not the only one. There is a book, where is it? It's the one that discusses the mountain lion that got run over in Connecticut. the gentleman who wrote that book also covers the hunting circles that they had and stuff. So it's not just one person. It was researched throughout, and yeah, it's a part of history, and that's why they are considered extinct and extirpated in the state, because they were hunted because they were considered competition for food.
Interesting. That's something you don't really think of, right? I mean, you wouldn't think of that.
Right,
Who thinks of that, you know? It's just something you don't think of. I mean, I would have thought like some kind of value to them.
Oh, they would wear the fur. They would, after they kill them, if they were able to get any, they'd wear the fur and stuff. But yeah, mainly it was just to get rid of them. They're considered varmints in a lot of towns. There a lot of states. Chad Armont did a book called Varmints, and it's mainly the mountain lion sightings through states that they're not supposed to be there. Newspaper articles and different things like that.
Wow, that's a researcher right there, Rich. She does her homework.
Yeah,
I'm blown away.
Listen, man. Listen, I just threw a lob and she just went boof.
I don't care what we throw; it's just a home run.
one pitch and she's just like keeps hitting the same ball. I'm like, what the hell?
Well, Gina, as you as a researcher, how often do you go out?
I get out in the spring and summer quite a bit. The fall, I usually try to leave because I'm old school. I use these cameras, which is there's nothing that goes to my phone. Put the SD card in, leave them, and I usually go out probably every 2 months to check the SD card, make sure the battery's okay, which they usually last about 6 months, and then bring them back in and go over stuff. I've gotten deer, I've gotten fox, I've gotten bobcats. I have yet to get a cougar, but I do use these stakes. I put them in the ground and I put duct tape around them just in case I ever do end up getting a mountain lion going by. And I have my secret weapon of cougar pee.
Oh, cougar pee.
I thought it was a bottle of A1 sauce.
Deer urine. They use deer urine for hunting, so I figured why not use. And it really even because with they leave little scrape things, which is when they pee or whatever, they cover it up. But other animals, bobcats, other animals will come and still sniff. That's how they know they're there. And
like
stuff.
A scrape, yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, well, I gotta say that's. I'm so glad I'm glad I'm engaged, because if I ever dated a cougar, she'd be curious why I make her pee in a bottle.
Well, hold on, Harry.
Cougar joke. Cougar joke.
I did a talk this year on my research and stuff, and one of my friends, Travis, the cartoonist, when I was being introduced, the guy screwed up the introduction. And because he was asked, he asked me, he's like, what do you want for the introduction, bio stuff? And I said, just, my name and Eastern Panther researcher. Well, he couldn't say that. So he introduced me as Jean Tewksbury, cougar. No researcher, no nothing. So my friend Travis drew this for me. It says Eastern Cougar, and then at the bottom, there's a little panther that says Eastern Panther. He had a field day laughing at me.
Well, that is pretty funny, man. That is pretty funny. You got to say, I mean, you could work that right into things.
I was a little bit embarrassed, but yeah.
Well, I guess your personality and demeanor could do that. Me, I'd be like,
Cougar pig, new from Chanel.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. Yeah. Well, we got to have a few cougar jokes before we move on. We cannot. I mean, come on, we can't have you on without a few cougar jokes. Especially this crew. They're definitely interested. Was that urine collected of a female cougar in heat?
I honestly don't know. I ordered it. It's from a company out west. It's a science lab. They have every animal under the sun, for different research things. So
I think what he's getting at, do you feel that it would be a higher type pheromone?
I would think so if it was female, because I would think so. Because when it comes to mountain lions, it's like I was saying before with like the males, like say out west, they've got their territory. They have 3 females in it. Okay. Those 3 females can overlap because females don't fight the way that males do. So,
Right.
to me, it would probably be more worthwhile if it was, because
You mean they don't fight as much, or they don't
they
fight
don't
fair?
fight.
What are you saying?
They scratch.
They don't fight.
They don't bite.
Yeah.
They
And-
don't fight
and-
like,
and-
us cougars do. Okay.
Yeah. And coming to
rip
the
your
merch
eyes
store
out,
on
bud.
the,
Don't make
exactly. Wow. D-Hoot. We're gonna have a special scent called D-Hoot. We'll just call it D-Hoot. Richie says, Alpina John, you can sell it on your merch site. Thank you, D-Hoot. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I already saw it. That was pretty funny. Because if it's male piss, thank you, Ronald, for your scientific phrases, going to be confused with a male mocking his territory.
Yeah,
That's
it is a good point.
Ronnie. You gotta
But see, that's what, I don't know if that, if it is female, if it's male, because yes, it males do. That's how they mark their territory. Okay. But that would also, if a mountain lion was coming through, it would allow them to know there's another male in there. They're going to stop. They're going to smell,
Right.
which, in my case, either way I would be happy, because I would,
But if you put it on a stump and it is female, you might be fortunate enough to catch a mountain lion dry hump.
oh
in the
my
stump
God,
if it was, it'll be there longer. It'll be there for at least 2 seconds longer. Maybe a minute if
I
he's
thought
lucky.
this was a PG show.
Oh God, you got the wrong message. I don't know. I'm sorry if Rojo portrayed that to you, but he lied.
Sorry.
No. In my defense, I did.
Yeah,
say
I know. It's fine. It's all good.
That's
I have to act mortified. I'm shocked.
Oh my God, PG-17.
How dare you, Richard B. I don't know what this is, Alpha Joe. What's up, Alpha Joe? Good to see you. Who wants pork curry with rice? If anyone's in need, let me know. Welcome to my show. And we know him. I mean, this is what happens. I mean, where else do you have a conversation about pork curry with rice, Puckwudgies, and mountain lions and stumps? No, I will not be demonetized for saying dry hump. It's not for kids. At first, I thought she was like demonized. I'm like, what? Dry hump doesn't make you demonized. D goes, now that's funny, PG. So check this out. So the gentleman, Bill Russo was his name, in the Bridgewater. I know we jump around a little bit. That's my show.
That's great.
ADD.
Jump around.
I am not.
Jump around.
Jump around. Jump up and get down. Yeah, I love it. We have so much fun here. All right, I'm going to share the screen, and I'm going to explain to you watch what he describes a Puckwudgie as. Now, the photo I have is like the porcupines, like Heidi had mentioned earlier, right? Now, check this out. He says this thing was luring him. He's under a street light, and it's calling to him like, come here, come here, come here. And this is what he's talking about, his whole story, right? No, there isn't. We're fun. Nope, that's not it. Oh, here it is. This guy right here. Check this guy out. This is the rendering that he had. Interesting, right?
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
That is.
He says that's a Puckwudgie. And this is the most famous story. The hairy, pot-bellied creature that crept out of the midnight darkness and into a circle of light cast by a street lamp would never be called Bigfoot or even Middlefoot. It was Littlefoot. But that didn't stop it from being the scariest thing I'd ever seen. I don't need the whole story. This is the dude here, and he's been famous for years telling this story. I mean, I'm not going to say made money off it, because he definitely hasn't really done that. But yeah, so I think, and that's probably the most famous story around my area about Puckwudgies, right? Kind of fun. I like that. So, and what's fun about this whole thing, having different topics and theories and not even meaning to. You can literally blend that story in with mountain lions and Bigfoots, right? He even compared it to Bigfoot, right? And think about it, right? Now, the mountain lion, I'm finding out, and the lynx, even in my area, these things are like, they're all kind of ghosts, right? Mountain lion more so, I guess, because there was supposed to be a lot of them at some, and you still have a hard time finding them. Is that why they call them the ghost of the woods?
Yeah, they're ghost cats because, well, they're elusive even out west.
Right.
There was one of the journalists I talked to, V. Paul Reynolds, who does the Northwood Sporting Journal. He did an article, and he had a gentleman comment in the section, you know, when he printed it up, that was a gentleman who worked for California Inland Fisheries and Wildlife. He worked for them for years before retiring and moving to Maine. And he said, I've seen tracks. I've never seen a mountain lion. And then when he comes here, guess what he sees? Or report seeing. Yeah. And stuff. But like with any sighting, even mine, without an actual cat, or even like I have a track, you would think that track, even with a biologist being all gaga over it, would be sufficient, but it's not. They want hair, they want DNA, they want an actual animal.
Well, I mean, I get that. And I'm not, obviously, and we've discussed this, I'm not the kill guy. I'm not willing to shoot a Bigfoot just to prove that there's Bigfoot. I don't really care.
Right.
I don't need you to know. You know what I mean? I don't need you to know. That's something that you have within yourself. I didn't need Wojo to know. I brought Wojo out there to have a voice, or a different set of eyes, or a different opinion, or a different, someone's borderline skeptical but open-minded and willing to see, all on his own. And then it became his. That's his journey. And as a researcher, I don't research to prove to the world how right I am. As a researcher, I prove to myself of what I experienced in my backyard many years ago. And I think that's what's really important. And in the process, I didn't need to be legitimized. I felt that if I had gotten as many researchers involved as possible, it would help the subject. So therefore I said, you know what is, because when I get to a level, I plateau, right? And then I go, all right, what do I do now? Oh, let me start adding some eyes, because I got two. I can add two more. They're connected to brains. They can give me more ideas. And that was my generalization in my mind for building my team and boots on the ground, Bigfoot investigations, and then handpicking the people where they're located and bringing that in. Do you have anybody in Maine that you go to that goes out researching with you, or are you completely solo out there on your own? And maybe your brother might help you.
I do 80% by myself. I do have a friend that goes out every now and then with me, but I have people that are friends that are in the paranormal field, and I will tell you right now, paranormal creeps me out. Okay, the thought of something that you're investigating that could actually follow you home and torture you for the rest of your life scares me to death. But yet going out into the woods looking for something 8 to 10 feet tall, or got very big claws and could kill me, doesn't faze me in the least.
You and I are exactly alike, Gene. I did paranormal investigating for like a decade with my family. We had a team. I even still have my my lanyard hanging up in my studio from many years ago that my niece made when she was a little girl. And when I started having kids, that was it. I was done. I had somebody go home that was part of my team and was scratched from the back down to over his butt cheek, down to his leg, a big, long. And at that moment, we have an EVP and an orb and everything. So we knew something was there. And then the physical part showed it. And I said, I can't bring anything home with me. But then in that very same house where I stopped paranormally investigating, meaning where I'd go home to, where my new child lived, I started having experiences with up and out back in my yard, walk around breaking trees. And, I could hear footfall all the time and scuffling of the leaves. And 10 at night, I'm like, you couldn't see a headlamp. I know the woods. It's very difficult to get out there. How did you get out there? Why are you out there? Those things. And then it builds. And then it builds. And then it builds. But yeah, I gave up the paranormal to go look for a big creature out in the woods. It's nuts, isn't it? And it becomes part of you.
Yeah, I'm very passionate about the topic of the big cats. I also, like I said, I love Sasquatch, always will, still will do stuff with that. I like the whole cryptid aspect, but there's something about the mountain lion, sightings and stuff. I don't know if it's because I feel like maybe I can make a difference, or at least for myself, It doesn't, I don't
Yeah.
care if I impress anybody. Well, I don't like to put
Yeah.
myself out there. I do it because I
Right.
want to
Right.
do it and because I believe in it,
Yeah. Yeah. And I think I started, like I said, I'd reached out to other people for help originally because I was so confused and perplexed at what was happening to me. And I remember calling a friend of mine that I know had an experience and asking him, and he's the one who suggested the gift and stump, and then talk to this person. And then you talk to that person, you build up trust, and then you talk to can I bring a friend? You're like, all right, yeah, I trust you enough that, you know the rules of my land, and I don't want anybody to know, and there's no pictures of my house and no cameras on until you're out in the woods. And, so you start building up this different trust. But like I said, you plateau and then you start adding, and, adding Wojo was a huge thing, you know what I mean? And letting him explore with his own mind, right, Woj? That's what happened to you, right?
I'm still very thankful, by the way. On every trip that
Hell
we
yeah.
do, I think that we push each other to. So Eric can't get in, Rich. Eric.
Eric!
Yeah. So it's great that I go out with Richie and I get that push, and because we want to, explore and network. This is how we met the Vogel brothers. We meeting you, Ernie Davio. And there's so many, and including our audience. It's just networking around to piece together on our research. And I have a friend of mine that down in the University. He lives in Georgia. He works for the University of the Forestry Department. He's been doing that for over 25 years. So I'd send him pictures, as a resource guy, and about all the tree structures we're experiencing up here, and he's just like, geez, I'd never seen anything like that before, and just to get verification. So it's great that on this journey, being with Richie and being with you all, I mean, it's quite the ride, and it's very important to keep networking, make your circle bigger and bigger and bigger, because never you just never know who you're going to bump into that has all these experiences and run-ins, so to speak. So, but very blessed of what we're doing today. I mean, I love going out, love being out in the woods, love just we just have a bunch of laughs, and that's what's important. Is be passionate, have some laughs, research, and keep climbing.
Absolutely. Yeah. What's that say? Smash the like button. Yeah, hit the like button. Do we have like buttons in this thing? She said smash the like button. I'm like, where's the like buttons? I don't see any like buttons in here. The restream's completely new to me. So I said to Eric, we're trying to get the Vogels in, and I figured if you had time, Gene, you want to stick around?
Well, of course I do. I love them. They're my rock stars. They're my rock stars.
They're pretty.
They are awesome.
They're so awesome. And we're all going to be part of their festival. All of us right here, us three right here, are going to be at their festival.
I'm so excited.
June 7th, 2020. We are the home of the Cobble Mountain Critter Festival. We're going to pull up the Facebook screen when we get the Vogels in here, and we're going to go. I want to go back a little bit and talk about the not necessarily the newer speakers, because they've just been put out there, but the other ones that were there at the beginning, in a sense, where they're kind of forgotten. Like, we're down the bottom somewhere, Gene. You know what I mean? We want to pull that up and see who is going to be there speaking and what this event's all about. So make sure you stick around for that. Did she talk about an activity in the Green Mountain area? Denny O'Donnell wants to know if you talked about an activity in the Green Mountain area. Does that sound like any familiar to you? Or Denny, are you asking, does she heard anything about the Green Mountains? Does that ring a bell at all to you, Gene? If you want to elaborate.
Yeah, I'm trying to Green Mountain.
So I told Eric that I could have Wojo call him and help him through the restream, because he has a shitty phone like Eric too.
All right, I'll get off and I'll give him a call.
No, I got you. I can just put you backstage and you just call him. That's all. There you go, Gene. It's just me and you. Let's see if we can get. Let's see if they can get that to work that out, because we want to. we don't see Eric much, and
Yeah, I
I'd
want
love
to see them
both
both because
together,
last time it was, I know he came on after I ended up leaving there at when you guys were on Animals podcast and stuff.
Oh yeah, no, and they're just they've been so good to us, and we just blended in naturally, man. It's amazing. It's just a natural friendship that we have with them, and that's probably more them than anything because they're
Yeah,
just
they
like
are.
that.
I mean, when I first met them, I met them at the museum when I was volunteering. And yeah, we hit it off great. I did the Squatchachusetts conference, got to spend time with them again. My husband went with me, had a great time with them. And then they asked me to, Tim asked me to do a talk at one of the BFRO expeditions he was doing. So I went and did that. And so it was great.
Oh, so that was a
Oh yeah, it
while
was
back. 'Cause I don't think Tim's
2019.
been-
Yeah, he asked me if I would do a cryptozoology talk, so I gave the whole lowdown of cryptozoology.
Oh, yes. So what Denny is saying is, have you heard anything about the Green Mountain Corridor? Like it's on the border of the Vermont, and there's supposedly a lot of activity
Actually,
up there.
yeah, I did an expedition in 2016 in Whitehall, New York, with a group out of New Jersey, and we actually ended up going through the Green Mountain area because there is a lot of I don't know about mountain lion, but at the time there was a lot of Sasquatch stuff that was going on there and stuff.
Right. And I'm not sure
Yeah.
which one he's talking about either, whether it's big
I
cats or
know
not. But either one. Have you heard a lot of big cats?
Actually, I talked to a former state trooper last summer who actually had a sighting of one, and he was talking to the warden, and he said the warden told him it's not uncommon for them to come down from Canada, but they're not in the state. It's just there. It's just, it comes down and goes back.
So yeah. So they'll come down and kind of roam back. They probably have now. Do they have? All right. So are they migrational?
No, they when they pick a territory, they stay. It's theirs.
So more nomadic. So they'll move around their territory. I believe Bigfoot's the same way. Did you know that?
Yeah.
That's my theory. That's my theory is that they're nomadic. A lot of people will talk about migration with Sasquatch. And I don't believe that at all.
It's just an area, and you'll find them in different sections of that area at different times of the year.
I literally have a map that I'll show you, Gene. No offense, I just don't want to show it to the world, but it has to do with my back property and how we've gotten to this location of research where we're at now. And you can follow the river, and you can go over the river, and then you end up where we are. But there was 6 different stops in between that we followed structures. We followed vocals and activity that way. I remember I had a whistling match with what I believe was a Sasquatch because I heard him spit. Birds don't spit, man. They don't spit. They're just natural whistlers. That's how they communicate. And this thing I said, dude, that's not a bird. And you can hear me on the video going with Wojo going, dude, that's not a bird. That's fake. And I think he's mimicking. And I remember I whistled and he heard him just kind of stutter spit. He was like, and I yell across the river. I'm like, aha, I got you. You lost. You're not a bird. You're a Bigfoot. I'm like, you imagine Bigfoot seeing me coming with this stupid brain mouthing off like that. He must be like, who the hell is this dude? Who are you, bro? Like, I'm just waiting for Bigfoot just to go, who are you, bro? But anyways, my point is that we followed them into these different areas through these various activities, tree knocks. We have one that's really cool. I have bad allergies, and we're out in the woods, and same spot where I had the whistling match. I just let out this sneeze, and I'm one of those sneezes that'll give you a heart attack when I sneeze. Ah! It's wicked loud. And 2 seconds later, you hear off a tree. A tree knock like 3 or 4 football fields away. We got it on recording. You can hear me sneeze and the tree knock. It's like seconds apart. It's crazy. And we laughed. And so every time I sneeze now, Wojo holds up his phone. I'm like, yeah, all right, relax. You know what I mean? So I guess my point is I believe they're nomadic because this area keeps having the structures keep changing. Footprints keep showing up. The gifting chair, obviously, they're coming back. I don't know if you heard the recording from the show a couple weeks ago, but you can hear the distinct footsteps of a giant bipedal creature taking.
I heard the one that you posted the other day where you said it growled at you. I didn't get quite the growl sound. I got more of a huff, like it was like, oh,
Yeah. So what it does was it went, like that. It projected it at me, and it
Yeah.
wasn't like maybe growl's the wrong word, but I didn't know how to explain it either. But what happens too, though, the phone to the computer to the page
Mhm.
of YouTube, it buffers it. When I first heard that live, that thing went right through my chest. And then when I played it back, I'm like,
I
why
know
isn't
it's
it
very
louder?
faint on the YouTube channel.
Yeah. Someone got mad at me and they're like, "Oh, you want clicks and views?" I was like, "I don't give a shit about clicks and views, bro." I said, "It's there. It's just not as loud as you want it to
Yeah.
be. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? Turn up your headphones and shut the lights off and scare yourself. I could give a shit less." Anyways, let's see. He has she. All right, that's what he said earlier. I hope we answered your question, Denny. So I believe that they're nomadic. So that's interesting to know. Like a big cat would be nomadic.
Well,
in that
the
sense,
one
you know
that,
what I mean?
and the reason I say this is because I know they do the territory, but I am very adamant about when I talk mountain lions. Because even Bruce S. Wright, I learned a lot, like I said, from him in that book, is because they're all like the North American cougars they're all the same. There's no way to actually identify if they're east or west because there's just no way. So
Right.
why can't you incorporate, and learn from the behaviors of, the ones out west? And in California, they had a mountain lion named P22. At a year and a half, he crossed two major highways in LA and ended up in Griffith Park, okay, which is right outside of LA.
Okay.
It's an 8-mile radius. Tens of thousands of people visit it every day, hike, bike. They play picnic. They do plays. They do all kinds of stuff. This cat lived. He ended up just not trying to cross back again. So he stayed in an 8-mile territory for 10 years and never harmed a soul. He would go after raccoons. He'd go after deer. Every now and then he'd go after a chihuahua or a cat, in the Hollywood Hills. But he was the most famous one. And he got to, like you said, okay, you have your map. All right. And you have it where
Yep.
certain territories, you've got it figured out. There was a gentleman who, in one of the condominiums that's off of Griffith Park, set up a trail camera, and he knew exactly how many days it would be before P22 would be back, and he'd have photos of him drinking water at the pond and different stuff. And it just shows that there is a way to coexist with these animals. And that's one of the things that I try to do is, yes, they are wild animals. Yes, you cannot just be nonchalant with it and stuff, but we can coexist.
Yeah, you can. And that's what and that's kind of what I'm trying to get to. And I feel that with the cats, you're a little closer than me. But I'm trying to get to the point where, like out in Oregon and Humboldt County, California, and all that stuff, that there's signs up there, right? That that hey, be aware of this animal. It's this is its habitat. That's what I'm trying to get right here in the Bridgewater Triangle, and it's a far reach for me. But for me, I had to set a goal, and I feel like I'm doing well working towards that goal. But that's the goal. Yeah. Do I want to see one from 40 feet away and high five it and become friends with it? Yeah, that's definitely the goal. That's the ultimate goal. It could be my last goal, but it's a goal. But if I could just get signs up in the areas that I research saying, hey, be aware, Sasquatch, blah, 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 however they want to put it, you know what I mean? The signs like they have out west, that this is its habitat and that we need to treat the area with respect, and possibly the creature. If you see the creature, blah, 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 no shooting it, all that stuff. You know what I mean? And that's what I want to try to tell people. But I look like the town crazy trying to explain. Like I'm trying to set up a library tour where I go to libraries and share my experiences and my evidence. You can see all the bones I got, and Wojo and I, and all the rappers here, and things like that I feel that we have solid evidence to where that, for one, there's DNA and things like that. But I feel that like recently we did the Discovery Channel Expedition X. I don't know if you're aware of that. So Wojo and I were in the town hall portion of it, but it was just because I want to be able to say, hey, I want you to understand what we're trying to do here. You know what I mean? So, and that would make it easy. And it's a good, somebody's beeping in my ear. Let's see what we got. Okay. Hang on, guys. I see the Wojo twice. I see the Wojo twice.
Clicked onto it twice.
Did we lose out on the Vogels?
No, I just it's the last point, the last thing that he has to click on, and it said it wasn't working. I said, well, maybe because I'm talking to you on Facebook. So between you can't start fires, him can't get on. This is just
now. Just stop with that. I started the fire. Okay, let's tell the truth here. I started that fire. I was on my hands and knees looking like a weirdo porn star blowing into a fire, and you guys, you walk over and throw a branch on it, and it lights up, and everybody's like,
oh, that was funny.
Fire. Where the hell were you while I was working? What were we doing? Go to find out?
Oh, Gene, I'm telling you, boys.
Meltdown. I hear a meltdown going on.
No, it's pretty common conversations how I communicate.
Well, Eric was able to open on Chrome and everything, but it's just the last step. And I'm hoping if you're on here, Eric.
I just said,
hurry up and get on.
Do you have the link?
Do I? Well, I have to.
I sent the link. Yeah, but your link is on your phone.
Yeah.
Can you send it? Can you send it directly to his text if you copy it? I can't because I don't have it on my phone. Do you understand what I'm saying? So just hold the link down, hit copy, go over to his text message, and hit that.
Hold on.
Yeah, because Jean's getting irritated with your bullshit. She's been complaining the whole time.
I've been bitching hard.
Bitching hard, I'll tell you right now. Richie, Richie must be like, you must be in Vancouver. Richie's got the same voice as you because all I kept hearing is complaining. No.
Heidi goes, calm down. Let's regroup. Everybody over the other side. Hi, guys. They're used to my bullshit.
I feel like we're back out in the woods again because I'm hearing a train going off. I feel like I'm out in the woods.
Yeah. Yeah. So, all right. So everybody on the side, seeing how we didn't participate that well with the Puckwudgie, I know it was a difficult one to start out with. So what I'd like you guys to start doing, it's 7:31. I'd like you to start listing the topics that you might want to discuss next week. So everybody in my audience, write down a topic. Try to keep it 1 or 2 words because I'm going to put it in the spinny wheel. Because I got a new toy, Gene. It has a spinny wheel. So, Gene, you like our new logo?
Yes, I do. Logo? I really like that a lot.
His name is Jack. His name is Jackson.
I like the name too.
And, Wojo gave the name Jackson. We had a contest where we put everybody's name, which we got to get on that, by the way. We got to send Heidi your shirt. I was like, oh shit, yeah, right. It just reminded me. And Wojo goes, well, I got the name, but I know there's a contest, and I'll just give the shirt back, and whoever we do pick can get the shirt. And so he says, I'd like to name him Jackson after my son. I don't know if you know, in 2022, my son was stillborn. He came out in my arms and he wasn't breathing, and he didn't make it. And so that's baby Jack. So we named the logo Jack. Jack is my son. So Wojo came up with the name Jackson. So I thought that was a very, very amazing way to honor my little boy. So. We've since had a rainbow baby named Joshua, which you'll probably see down here soon. You'll hear him way before you see him.
And then you'll meet the Puckwudgie. And now little Brooksy, he's everywhere. He runs around.
Yeah. Brooksy's
the one that came in the other day looking for mommy.
Yeah, that's usually what he's doing. That's mommy's boy, and Josh is a daddy's boy. So Josh, when I say, "Hey, you my buddy," and he's like, "Buppy," so he's my Buppy. That's his new name.
Great, they're great kids.
Yeah, so I'm blessed. But yeah, so that's the name of the logo. So here we go. I'm gonna race the wheel. Gene, do you have a topic you would like to throw in for next week, whether you're here or not? I'll put it right.
Let me see. Trying to think of one that's unique.
It could be anything. I don't care if it's freaking flowers. I really don't. I think it's just something to have on the side to have conversation about. Like you shared a Puckwudgie story with us. What's the chances of that?
Yeah.
I think that's pretty awesome. If you're here right now, make sure you hit the like button on whatever format that you're watching this on. Get those likes up. We notice that helps us with the lives, and we set that record last night with 4,851
wow.
views. Yeah, we had 70 people watching at one time.
Very active people.
Yeah, very. I was like, whoa, what is happening here? My moderators were absolutely insane. We only had like 2 troublemakers. So no, hit the like button. I feel it does something, and definitely participate, because this is an interactive broadcast. Always. I don't want to just sit here and just talk. I want everybody to kind of jump in and join and be part of, hear what Jean's saying and be part of it. And they always are. They always have great questions and great topics. So I'm very excited. Telekinesis. Really? Heidi? Telekinesis? Telepathy? I got to type this. Look at these hands, man. Look at these things. They're stumps.
They're called the Banter nubs.
Yes,
Goblins.
Goblins? Okay. All right. All right. Let's start out. All right. So let's go goblins. Hang on. I got to keep. All right. Slow down, everybody. If you are, listen, you get one. No. You get one topic. No, Heidi. You need to choose whether you're going to have the telekinesis, telepathy.
Telekinesis.
Now she's got portal one.
Oh, she's going to jump everywhere.
Look at my dude here. Look at my dude.
Mushrooms. There you go. Mushrooms.
Like what? What does he mean? We got a trip?
Cannibal.
Hey,
Ronnie's got cannibalistic giants. Yep. Cannibalistics.
Of course he does. Of course he does. I think. Oh, I heard something. Something happened. Hang on. Oh man, let me check. Make sure there's any luck here. We're gonna have to go through a restream class with these guys too. Yeah, because StreamYard, there was no issue. Nobody really had many issues. You know what I mean? All right, so let's see. And then, and you said goblins. Now that I'm in goblins. All right. All right, let's go down the list here. Oh, yes, goblins is a good one. She likes that. Mushrooms can lead to paranormal experiences. Puckwudgie's a kind of goblin, but kind of not. Little people. The little people.
The Menahuni.
Yeah. Say it again. The who?
The little people. Menahuni.
Yeah. Yeah, they're from my area and your area, actually. So Heidi, which one do you want out of the 18 that you gave?
You still want Heidi? Well, that sure ain't gonna get to you not for a long time. The way you're going.
All right, let's see. I think I got a message from one of the boys here. No, they don't talk to me. They talk to Wojo.
No, I haven't got nothing on my end.
No, this thing hates me. I can't sync it up to anything. I don't know what the hell's going on. I'm trying to get a hold of Tim to see if he can jump on. Maybe he can help. All right. But yeah, where is Tim? No luck. Neither of you? Neither of you? What are they doing wrong? They're not pushing a button. There's something that they're missing. Because I think Tim just said no luck. So I don't have any Vogel
because they're
brothers
saying that they want to recreate an account. I said, no, you didn't have to. You just press the non Eric, if you're out there, you know what I mean. Because he tried clicking on it and it wouldn't let him, I guess. So I thought
he just chimed in.
Eric's in?
No. He's trying to get a hold of Tim. Tim just said no luck. Tim, call your brother. What is this?
Call Heidi. Call Heidi too and ask her, hey, out of the 18, which one before we go on?
Don't make me have Jean Tewksbury call you and tell you how to use the technology.
I finally figured it out.
Listen, if Jean can do it, anybody can do it. Poor Jean's out.
Wow.
Well, I agree wholeheartedly. He's right.
Well, no, I mean, like, what I meant was because where she lives, like, she gets, Wi-Fi and all that's hard,
Wow.
I am technology stupid, but I got it.
Nice job.
I call you Mom because I'm the same way.
All right, so listen, everybody. I want one topic from each of you, not many topics from all of you. Please. because you're going to get left behind and I'm going to feel bad. All right, let's see. Now I have to scroll all the way back down. All right. Yeah, there's Tim right there. They're talking. Why are they talking to me? I love these guys.
Well,
Bigfoot
while
took
he's
my
doing
name.
that, Gene, so have you been doing a lot of Bigfoot lately, or just, like now that, the cats are pretty much not until spring and all that?
So far this winter, I haven't done a whole lot the last 2 months. I'm hoping to get back out again.
Yeah.
Tim can't get in either. Should we have had a practice run with them too? Can you? All right, explain to them. Are you guys watching the podcast at least? If you guys can do that, we'll explain it to you over the podcast, because that's what we do around here. We're just hanging out. All right, let me get back to my spinny wheel. All right, there's something with the 3 dots.
I had to hit
guys.
the 3 dots twice. I had to do it once, and then it asked me to sign in, and I went to sign in, and it wouldn't. So I hit the 3 dots again, and then it just asked me if I wanted to continue without, or continue. And I said no, and then it just let me in as soon as I just hit the link.
So that's the key. All right, so hit the 3 dots. It's going to ask you to sign in or start
or
up
open
an account.
Chrome.
Or open Chrome. Don't do that. Hit the 3 dots again.
And then hit the Chrome.
That.
I actually hit Chrome twice, but yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. You guys hear me? Are you here? Oh man. Why is Restream such a problem? I think it's got to be Android phones, because you all got Android phones.
Mine before was no mic. Now that I got the headphones, I haven't had an issue.
No, you've been doing great. Now you're like a woman about town. You're going to be flying all over the world telling your story. This is going to be amazing. I can't wait for all this. You deserve that. All right, let's see. Well, I don't know what geomancy is. All right, so everybody has one topic. All right, here we go. I'm going to pick ley lines. Okay. And D Hoot got Dogman. Okay, that's fine. We'll go Dogman. Right? And then we'll go ley lines. Wojo, what do you see there? Can you help me out, or are you just going to hang out doing nothing?
How about tornadoes?
You've gone from a co-host to a no-host. What the hell's happening?
He shut me off talking to Gene.
I did not.
But Gene, I do still have your pictures that you sent me a long time ago, and I absolutely love them. Maybe
I sent them to Richie the other day, because I was like, "Did Wojo show you?"
That's right. She did.
Yeah.
She sent me that. Mushrooms, different mushrooms, and the histories. So whenever you get these topics, I'm looking for histories and uses and whatever it might be. You know what I mean? Wikipedia. I don't care what it is. Whatever the topic is. All right, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 topics. Well, do you have
I don't know, tornadoes. I don't know. I just thought, just threw it out there. I just
tornadoes?
Get a little weather in.
My topic's going to be the Vogel brothers and the Android phone.
Fire starting.
This is what a shit show we got going on here. All right. Do you want to try one more time to help them, and then if not, we're just going to go with the show? I mean, I'm going to pull up their website anyways and talk. I just want them here to do it.
I want to get off. I want to get off completely. Give them a call and just really try to ramp this up. All right.
All right. And Gene's going to be my co-host. Everybody, welcome my new co-host, Jean Tewksbury, to the show. How's that, Gene?
All right.
All right. You got any questions for me? Interview
All right.
Gene.
So, what got you into the whole paranormal? I mean, you said you did paranormal first. What got you into that?
Mm-hmm.
What was the interest, or what was there an event that got you into it?
Yep. And a lot of people know this story. I was a young boy. I was 7 or 8 years old. I lived in a house in South Middleborough, about 15 miles that way. And I grew up in there. And I remember I was sleeping in my room. And this one particular night, I got woken up for some reason. I don't know what time it was. I was a kid. Time wasn't a thing. And I remember looking, and there's a lady standing in my doorway. Just like I look at you right now, she was standing right there. And I remember rubbing my eyes, doing this, making sure I was awake. I sat up on my bed, and she looked at me, and she kind of stepped 2 steps towards me, and she had this little limp, and she had a little bun at the top of her hair like this. She was really small. wore a black like blazer. I mean, I know what these things are now. I think I told my mother a black coat, you know, but a black blazer. But I did say the lady had a dress below her knees, but it was like a straight dress. It wasn't like a pretty dress, I said. That's what I was telling my mom. And she had a limp. And then that was the first night I ran around her because she wouldn't go away. I ran around her to get out my door, and I ran banging on my mother's bedroom door. And I go in there and I said, Mama, there's a lady in my room. And that's what I told my mother. There's a lady in my room. So, of course, it was like, oh, the kid's having a bad dream. You know what I mean? So, so they got me back, settled down in the bed. I go to sleep. No other things happened. The next night, I don't know what time it is. Knowing what I know now, I assume it's around the same time. I wake up again. Everybody's sleeping. House is quiet. And there's the lady standing right where she was the night before after she took the 2 steps. So like she never moved. She took 2 steps, had a little limp, and then never moved. And this night she put her hand out like this. She knew my name. She called me Richard. And she said, everything's going to be okay. And she had her hand out. Richard, everything's going to be okay. And I went, I don't know who you are. I don't know who you are. And she started walking towards me. And I ran around her again. I went to my mother. Mama, the lady's in my room again. The lady's in my room again. So my stepdad figured I was having a bad dream, he was trying to help me and talk me down, blah, blah, blah. They get me calm. I go back in there. There's nothing there. Go to sleep. Third night. She's in the same spot she was the night before. Her last step, not back at the doorway. She's closer to my bed. I sit up. I do the eye rubbing thing again. She says, and then I remember I laid down like I was scared, and I pulled my blanket up like this. And she says, Richard, everything's going to be okay. And she sat down on my bed, and I could still feel the mattress move. And she put her hand on my head, and I felt her hand. I felt just physical hand. Told me everything was going to be okay. She was adamant about that. And I remember she kind of stood up again, and she was looking at me, and I ran through her, and because I was just freaked out. And then I never realized I ran through her till I was much older. And I went and I did it again. And my mother goes, okay, what does the lady look like? So I said to her, she's a little old lady. She's really small. She got a bun in her hair. And she had a pin right here, a brooch, like one of those brooch things, and ruffles. And then this black outfit. And I told her about the black outfit. And my mother freaks out and she's like, freezes. I said, what? I don't know what's happening. She runs out down the long hallway. She grabs the phone and she starts dialing the phone. And it's with the old phone. So, you're like, what's going on? And you're like, brr, brr, brr. You got to wait. And I'm like a little kid going, who's she calling? This late, it's late, So my mother and father were divorced. And my father picks up the phone. She says, Richie just described your mother to a T to me, right down to her limp and what she was buried in. And I'll never forget those words. As young as I was, that phrase has never left me. Never left me. My grandmother died when my father was 13 years old. And she had all these things. They suspected malaria from a mosquito. She would do things where she just zone off. And this one particular time she was ironing clothes and she put the iron on top of her hand and she was just looking off into space. And my father talked about how he could smell her skin burning. Mama, you're burning yourself. So he was very traumatized his whole life from that. So there wasn't a lot of pictures of her. I seen one of her when I was an adult, but she was a child. So I remember going back in and she made a quick appearance, and my stepdad had told me, if you're afraid of her, tell her go away and that you're scared. And that's what I did. And I had never seen her since. But I've always been on the quest for her. I've always wanted her to come back and see me, and I've gone to different genealogy I've done with like my father's cousin that I've met 5 times. And we ended up discovering that we were related to Robert E. Lee by doing that, and that she was a descendant of Robert E. Lee, the Walkers. That's my son's middle name, actually. Brooks Walker is my uncle who passed away, and my grandmother, Nana Walker. So his name's Brooks Walker. 2 last names, actually. He's got 3 last names. He's got Brooks, Walker, Brault. They're all last names. And so it's strange because I had lived a hard life. I got sober when I was 27. 27 years ago when I was 26. And I started to go wanting to research, right? Like that happened to me. It triggered something. So I went looking to find out what it was that happened to me. So I started doing paranormal investigating, wanting to talk to ghosts. And ever since then, I've been the one that was chosen to have her Bible. I was the one chosen to have her baby rocking chair. It's right out there. I can see it. And I have such a bond with her that it's amazing that I don't know. It's just weird. It's crazy. Jesse knows the bond I have with my Nana Walker. But yeah, that's what triggered me into this. And I had never, ever, ever, ever met her, hardly ever heard about her. I knew he had a bomb, but nobody talked about it because of the tragic way that she died, you know. Oh, look at this. My mom's real father was Brooks. My hubby has Brooks in his name. I love it. That's so cool. And it's such a rare name. I had an Uncle Billy Brooks. He was like one of my mentors, and he died tragically. And I love him very much. I miss him. And I used to go to him. A lot of people didn't realize our bond until after he passed, because I would sneak in over there when I was trying to get sober, and I would talk to him. And he helped me so much. And then to have that experience with my grandmother, and then of course my last name. So yeah, it made up a pretty cool name with a lot of good meaning to it, you know. So yeah, be careful what you ask, Gene, especially with me. I'm a little complex. I have quite the story.
That's fine. I asked. I wanted to know. That's cool.
No, I love it. I love it. I think we lost out on the
all right, I think Eric is out. It's just not working. Tim's gonna try it one more time as we speak. So
I thought we had Tim in here on Restream not too long ago. Was that on StreamYard?
We had Tim on last week.
We haven't.
Yeah, we don't know what's going on. So next time we'll just have a practice run.
All right. So we'll do a practice run with him like we did with Gene last time. Make sure we get it right. I apologize. I just thought that he was here. So, but that's okay. Check it out. We're gonna do what we said we're gonna do, and we are gonna pull up the website. Gene, do you mind sticking around?
I'll stick around.
Yes, absolutely. You're a gift.
Vogel Brothers, I apologize if I just thought that we had done this once before. So I'm sorry if that you can't be here. So Tim and Eric Vogel, hopefully maybe they're available next week. We'll see. We will do a segment on the Cobble Mountain Critter Fest. Let's see. Yep, there it is. Boom. Share screen. Yay. And look at us. We're on the side. I'm blocked by Jackson, though. Hi, Jackson. Hey, Jackson, it's me, Dad. Could you move over? Jeez, can't even see me.
Boy, you got a really big head, Richie.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. I got to screenshot this. Hold on.
That's hilarious.
One more time, Rich. Yeah, it's
good. All right, I'm glad you enjoyed yourself. Bunch of jerks. No, just kidding. All right, so check it out. Cobble Mountain Critter Festival, everybody. It's going on 8 o'clock. Animal does not have a show tonight. He took tonight off, so obviously, because I haven't brought that up yet, I apologize. I saw him in here a little bit earlier. Animal, a lot going on. Sorry if I didn't get to pump you up. All right, so check it out. Check it out. Cobble Mountain Critter Festival. Here we go. Let's go. I want to go down, way down. Carlozzi's in. That's what I heard recently. New Hampshire Bigfoot. I want to go down. Here we go. Yeah, look at this. I want to get back here a little bit because, you know. Oh, who's this? Who's that?
I have no idea.
Who's that cougar?
Talk about the Cobble Mountain Critter Fest. Will have our very own, our friend Jean Tewksbury right here. Talk about big cats or cryptids you've seen or actually seeing. Jean Tewksbury be speaking here. And this is the go-to investigator in Maine. She's a wealth of information on the subject. She'll be sharing information you don't want to miss. June 7th, 2025, man. This is going to be a kick-ass show. I'm going to tell you that right now. This festival is going to rock. And they're going to find that one day ain't going to cut it because there's just too many of us. And everybody keeps coming, man. I know Ernie Davio. You got
Animal's going to be there. Yeah.
Yeah, Animal's coming, right? Let's see. Cobble Mountain Critter Fest, Ernie Davio's guest. Oh, that's him, them advertising. Hang on. There he is. Here's Ernie Davio. Great dude, amazing story. You've seen him on our show. The second highest rated show, by the way. Whoa, Joe, congratulations.
Sorry, Ernie.
Right? No, I think that's
Sorry,
sorry,
Ernie.
Ernie. Imagine an in-house show beat his story. That's crazy, man. You guys don't know what the hell you're doing. What's wrong with you people? No, awesome story. Great dude. We talked to him personally a lot. Ernie calls randomly, and we have great conversation. Love him. Do you know Ernie?
No, I can't wait to meet him.
Yep. Well, there's a local legend right there. You remember that guy? Yep. Papa Dave McCullough. That's the new name I gave him. Papa Dave. Haven't talked to Dave in a while. That's all right. Let's see. Oh, look at that badass. And Sean Kelly. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Mike Trainer. Do you know Mike Trainer?
No. I haven't. Well, I know of him. I just haven't met him yet. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, he's amazing. He does foot casts amazing. He's into biology, and he worked on a boat for many years. Ocean biologist.
Yeah.
What is that called?
Oceanographer.
Oceanographer.
Yeah, maybe that too. Mike Trainer will be sharing information on the Bridgewater Triangle area. Mike knows he has a plethora of knowledge when it comes to Bridgewater Triangle. He's my go-to guy. I was just texting him the day before yesterday because I haven't heard from him, and we just had a great conversation. Very lay low type of dude. He owns oh my god,
Snappy Turtle.
Snappy Turtle decal.
You find that on Etsy.
You go to Mike.
At the Etsy store.
Yeah,
Etsy store.
Etsy. Yeah, he has an Etsy store. Yep. I really wish I could move that guy for a minute because it's driving me nuts. Let's see. Oh, where'd we go? No. So yeah, Mike Train is going to be. Listen, this festival is going to be insane. I don't know this gentleman, but I'm intrigued by him. We're very happy to have good friend and research buddy from Connecticut with us. Cobble Mountain Critter Festival. Mike Young is a Connecticut Bigfoot investigator.
I met Mike
you're gonna
before.
Get Bigfoot.
Yeah.
You know Mike? Isn't this great? Because you're up in Maine. You got big cats, Bigfoot yourself. You got New Hampshire Bigfoot Society coming, right? Research Society with Kelly Porter, Mike Tinsley. You have me and Wojo coming from southeastern Massachusetts with as many boots on the ground investigators from the area that want to attend. You got this gentleman from Connecticut, Big Andy, if he shows up to this. Big Andy's right in Connecticut. He's a Bigfoot researcher. I mean, so many people, it's just amazing. It's mind-blowing. Like all these, I keep watching these names get added, and I'm going, this is going to rock. Oh, there you are again. You're on there twice. All right, now I'm mad. No, I'm just kidding. So they're always open to vendors. If you want to be a vendor for this occasion, if you can travel and come on up. I see some. Let me bring up the chat. Oh, who's this? It won't let me in. Okay. So that's all right, bro. Don't worry about it. We'll do it next week. Marine biologist.
Marine biologist is the other one there. It's oceanographer, marine biologist. I wasn't sure which.
Yep. Chiefs beat the Texans. Thank you, Heidi.
What's that?
The Chiefs beat the Texans. Oh, well. Seymour Cannabis at Bigfoot Banter, Richie B. Cheers. Yeah, cheers to you, man. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for stopping by. Make sure you like and subscribe and hang out with us. We're going over this festival. It's going to be out in Russell, Massachusetts. There's the address, 310 Birch Hill Road, Russell, Massachusetts, United States, all that good stuff. Now, listen, if you want to be a vendor, there's the email address right there, wildguide1@yahoo. You want to be a guest speaker. You want to have your podcast airing from this location. Our podcast will be airing from this location in this event. It's going to be absolutely lit, man. I'm getting there Friday, and I ain't leaving till Sunday.
Same here.
He's lucky I'm leaving Sunday. He's lucky I'm leaving Sunday, damn it.
Yeah.
Because I tell you what,
same here.
we investigated this area. We investigated this area and found a 17-inch print that Dr. Meldrum has in his has potential pile right now. Me, Wojo, Eric, and Tim. Absolutely amazing. Definitely not a double bear step.
Definitely not. What are the odds of us two schlubs going all the way over to Western Mass and we find a footprint? Actually, really set of tracks, but this was the better footprint that we found. That was like incredible.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I just, the place is nuts. Some of us, I'm trying to set up on after hours with all these legends, man. Imagine going Bigfooting with Ernie Davio.
I can't wait.
Right? Jean Tewksbury, the Vogels, which we've done, but it's never enough because
yes,
awesome.
they are.
You imagine Oh my God. Can you just imagine the legend? Like, we were at Charming Fair Farm in New Hampshire, right? One that I kind of coaxed into MCing while I was there. But we went out Bigfoot and had a tree push. Me, the Vogels, Mike Trainer, Wojo, myself, my son, and two guides that worked there. And they ran off. They left. They were so freaked out over the tree push that they couldn't go on any further. We kept going and we're just like, hey, Bigfoot around. I mean, we don't care. We're used to this shit. But imagine adding this to your list, right, Woj?
Yeah.
Imagine that, dude. What a turn that my life has taken. Like, I sat around that campfire that night, the one that I lit, by the way. And just kind of looked around like, wow, I get to hang with the Vogels and Mike Trainer and stuff. Like, I can't believe this. And earlier in the day, we were hanging out with Petikoff. And you know, and that was so cool too, right? I mean, amazing all day. Maybe we can get Tinsley and Kelly Porter to get off their ass and come out here with us. Yeah, and don't talk to me about talking shit about you on my podcast, because if you're in the audience, you would know I was talking shit, and I wouldn't be. I'd be talking to your face. Yeah, hit the like button, Tinsley.
The amazing part of that festival, to like Richie was saying about Beyond the Woods, is when we had that tree push, Gene, you should have heard the core just pop. All you hear is pop, boom. You know, it was just like the pop. You can hear it being pushed, like hitting other like branches from other trees, and then landing. It was like, it had to be within like 40 yards from us easily.
Wow.
And Tim goes, what the heck was that? And we had flares, we had everything, but we had so much fun, and it was great that we have these other researchers there with us and sharing it together, and I can't wait to go to the Cobble Mountain Critter Festival and do the same thing out there. All of us, that'll be great.
It's going to be so awesome to get together with everybody.
Oh, it's going to be so awesome. And we're going to have so much fun at doing this together and hanging out. And I can't wait to meet you in person, Gene. It's just going to be absolutely epic. I had a great time just talking with you tonight and understanding your research. And I didn't even get into really all your techniques yet. And it was just fun hanging out, right? Getting to know each other. And I think I'd love to have you on again and talk about all those little details, like us collecting the wrappers, and we put them in these little, jars so you can see that they were hand ripped and they're not bitten or chewed. These are things that we left on our gifting chair. If you guys ever want to see a kick-ass episode loaded with evidence, visual evidence, sound evidence, go over to YouTube and check out the journey of the gifting chair. The journey of the gifting chair, and all these things will be explained. All these bones are up here. They'll all be explained to you. So go check out the journey of the gifting chair. I had an amazing night tonight. We missed the Vogel. Sorry about that. That's okay. These are things that'll be worked out as we go forward and have a little bit more of a format. We're going to do one more share. All I got is these topics. So anybody else left out a topic, it's Wojo's fault. All right? Okay. So you want to spin the wheel, Gene? Here we go. You ready?
The Banter wheel.
Who wants to spin the wheel, man? I got the wheel. See the wheel? Isn't that fun, Gene?
Right there.
I got spinny wheel. I just discovered it. Well, actually, my fiance used it for. She does this. She has those nails that you put on, Color Street or something. I don't know what it is, but something like that. She needs to get back into that and sell those, because I got like $7,000 worth of them floating around my house.
I know, because I know she's been wearing them out in the woods, Rich.
Wow.
He's so pretty.
They call you not wearing flip flops. I can't imagine what the toenails look like.
He said that very weird and seductive, like, I don't know.
Oh yeah.
He's like
long and sparkly.
Oh man. No, we're not gonna do any of that stuff together. Hang on. What do you mean? Peace out. I gotta spin the wheel, D-Hoot. What does it say? The Wheel of Weird? Is that what he calls it? I like that cast. The Wheel of Weird. I love it.
Actually, I do. Awesome. I like that.
Yeah, I like that too.
I'm gonna have Bobby Lee make up a jingle so we can hit a button, and let's just make it weird around here.
Yeah.
I mean, not like it isn't. All right, let's see. I got to click the spin. Here we go. We're spinning. Let's see what the topic. Oh wait, that's glitching over here. But don't worry, I can see a normal over here. Are you kidding me, Ronald? No. Goblins.
No.
How does that happen? Huh? That's our
I
guest.
sense BS.
You can't be.
Wow. What are the odds?
Dude, our guest picks the topic and it lands up. That'll never happen again. Dude.
Oh my God. I don't think that, yeah.
There's no way that ever happen again. You got to be.
Well, Richie, maybe you should have put the other 17 that Heidi put up there. Maybe we had a better chance.
No, everybody gets one. Everybody gets one topic. So next week, yes, goblins. The topic for next week, I think next week's an in-house show. We might have a me and Wojo show and perhaps, the Vogels, we need to have them on. But yeah, so we'll have, what happens is we have our guests in. We're going to talk about the Cobble Mountain Critter Festival a lot. We're major sponsors for them, and how we kind of fulfill that is to make sure we talk about it weekly. And I want you to talk about it. I want you to go over to that Facebook page right now and follow that Facebook
and share.
Yeah, share it, man. You know,
oh, Richie, one thing that Eric did say to me real quick, he is so beyond thankful of what we're doing of constantly bringing up about the project. They're very, 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 very thankful of this. And he said, thank you so much.
Yeah, listen, man, this is the way I look at it. We're all in this shit together, right? No matter what it is, big cats, Bigfoot, Puckwudgies, we're all in this, everybody on the side, Idaho and India and wherever else we talk, Japan, we're on in Japan. If you're listening, we are all humans. We are all in this together. This is our sanctuary. This is where we get to have fun and be open-minded and enjoy each other and respect one another. And maybe the rest of the shitty-ass world will follow. That's my thought process. So if you can't get on board with that, you can go watch some shit somewhere else.
Yeah, it's a positive show
all the way. So listen, this festival is to get kids back out in the woods and learning about nature, man. Putting down the remote control, putting down the controller, get their face out of the screen. Absolutely 100% brilliant idea, thoughtful idea. I'm super proud to be even mentioned with all you guys, with Jean Tewksbury's and Ernie Davio's. And thank you so much for even having me. So thank you. We're going to do this every week. We're going to push it every week. Gene, you've been an absolute joy, man.
Yeah.
I love having you. I think what you're doing is amazing. It's like you're one person. That's why I asked that question. And the Maine woods aren't very forgiving, man. And to have you going out, you're like, yep, going out. Every once in a while, I have somebody with me. I don't go. I'm like, hey, Woj, what are you doing? You coming out today? Bigfoot's out there, bro. I don't want to go out there alone. I couldn't do what you're doing. So I hope you get that total encounter and you get to look at everybody, and if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I give you a lot of props for what you do.
Oh, 100% props. Here's the Jean Tewksbury.
Seriously.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. I really appreciate having me on. And I've enjoyed talking with both of you over the last, several weeks.
I love it. I love it. Well, we have a new way. We have, again, this is what research should be. Nobody should gatekeep. Nobody should be a gatekeeper. We should share information with one another. If you have activity going on up in Maine with Bigfoot, and I have activity going on down here in Massachusetts with Bigfoot, let's see if their burps sound the same. You know what I mean? Let's see if their calls sound the same, right? Let's see if they eat the same food. Let's try to compare, because we might never get that Jane Goodall time. We might never get to sit in a powwow with Bigfoots without being eaten alive, okay? We don't know. So we have to not gatekeep. We have to open the doors to research for the better of the subjects that we're researching. Or we're not going to have any chance at this. And even once we discover it, everybody acts like, oh, it's over. We found them. No, we need to know what they're thinking, what they're doing as far as Sasquatch goes. Now, mountain lions, girl, you on your own. I scare shit of big cats. You're crazy. She's crazy, dude.
Just know my last words will be, here, kitty, kitty.
I think we'll end it right on that.
Just kidding.
No, we're gonna end it right on that.
Kibbles and bits and bits and bits.
Oh, that's okay. Oh, Tim's not watching the show because he's just over here still messaging me, going, "Still no luck."
Oh God, I wish they had made it on.
No, I know. Listen, maybe next time, don't tell them because we know they're not watching, obviously. We'll have you pop in and say hi to them when I have them on. We'll surprise them, all right? Thank you, everybody, for being here tonight. Hey, kitty, kitty, kitty. I just want to say I absolutely enjoyed Jean's company, her knowledge, and sharing things. As usual, interactive podcast. It's your podcast. You guys kicked ass tonight. I love it. I love it. I love seeing some new faces. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you share with some friends. Let's all hang out together. Let's enjoy the space that we've created, right? I just want to say, I love you, baby Jack. I love you, mama. In the meantime, go over to Dark Realm TV and check us out on every Roku TV in the world, every Fire Stick in the world, Spotify, all over the world. We're 30% viewership in Japan on Spotify. It's crazy, man. I never imagined any of this. And I'm just so grateful tonight. So I'm grateful every day, but particularly I can feel it right now. So I want everybody to go off and enjoy that. TikTok, Facebook, TikTok for now, Facebook, Instagram, right? And YouTube. Hit that notify button because after this cold snap, we'll be going out again probably next weekend. We'll have a nice big live event, and I want you to partake in that and treat it as your own, right? And Wojciech's just going to take us out of here. Gene, do you want to say anything else on your way out? Just say bye, wave, blow a kiss.
I want to say good night. Thank you again. I had a great time, and I look forward to talking to you guys and seeing you in June.
Good, good. Straw Dog, thank you. I appreciate that. Yes, and we look forward to seeing you in June. I hope everybody had a great night tonight. Wojo, you know what we got to do on the way out.
That's right. Thank you, Gene. Straw Man, pleasure meeting you. And everybody, you see this? Buy the merch. This is the polo shirt. Adidas polo shirt, and go look at some mugs and some hats. And by the way, keep climbing and boom, let's go.
Come on, Gene, give us a boom.
Give us a break, Gene. Yeah. Oh, yeah. What's over there?
Good night, everybody.